Hi, I'm going to demonstrate my experience with teaching translation at Sultan Qaboos University, adopting a project-based blended collaborative approach with the help of Google Docs. The course that I taught, and I carried out this experiment on is called Advanced Translation Workshop. It's given to master's students, and I taught this course for 2 years, 2016 and 2018. In fact, I found the approach that I adopted for teaching that course very helpful even now, especially with the COVID-19 crisis that we all just converted our teaching from face-to-face to online. And what I did at Sultan Qaboos University was more like a blended approach that you teach both. You have some materials available for students online, and they work online, they discuss issues online together collaboratively, and we continue the discussion in the classroom when we meet. So it's more like a blended approach. I know that many of us, with the COVID-19, changed fully to online, an online approach, since or due to the precautionary measures that we had to go through in order to just to apply the social distancing and other things. Anyway, I'm going to demonstrate and show you how I worked with that approach. And of course, at the beginning of the semester, I introduced the course to the students. I introduced the mechanism, the methods, techniques I'm going to use for teaching that course. The first time I adopted this approach, actually students were a bit unsure how to deal with the course online. I show them how to use Google Docs, how to work online at the same time. We all together collaboratively at the same time we work, we discuss, we raise issues, we solve issues together. And it worked. At the end of the 2 years there, teaching this course, we found that students got happy with the result. Here I'm going to just switch between screens. I'll come back to the screen actually, where I show you what the students said about the approach. But let me just show you samples here. Actually, that's where I made the folders. As you can see here, that's for fall 18. I've got 6 students at that time. They're all master students. This course is for the MA in Translation program. And as you can see, there are students. I made just Google Doc file for each of them for their projects. Before that, at the beginning of the term, I asked students if they know any companies, any governmental institutions, any official bodies, or even translation companies or NGOs that we can contact to bring real projects from them that our students will work on. They helped with that, and I also used my connections with my clients, the clients I usually translate for, and we had a good deal with them. Actually, we got very, very, very challenging projects, real projects, and my students worked on those projects. At the end of the semester, every student should write a portfolio. Now, that's for 18, that's for 16, I guess. Yeah. I will show you a sample of the work they did, actually. This is the work, you can see, this is one of the students here. One of the projects that a student carried out, during that course. As you can see there, that's a project, source and target text. There are comments here by other students, because they can access their they can access each single project there. You can see here the comments by classmates. You can see here another project. If we go through that project, if you can see here, the students, I mean, the idea beyond this approach, students will play various roles for each project. I mean, in each project, a student can be like there's a student who will play the role of project manager, and the project manager here will make a team of the other students like translators, revisers, and proofreaders. Revisers here we mean to check the accuracy of the translation, and that's everything is translated. And the proofreader will go through the final touches, I mean, through the language and issues like that. So here this student actually, Noor, is the project manager. She got a project from Translators Without Borders. As you can see here, she's starting, I mean, she's making like a real, actually it is a real project. And she's starting here, they're professional translators, that's her classmates, they're working on the same project. Professional translator, good morning. Today we are assigned a new translation project. It is the form of short interview questions from our valued client, Translators Without Borders. I'm sure you will all do a great job to accomplish this task. And she actually distributed the task here. You can see it. Responsibilities, Thair and Manal will be our translators for the project. Ali and Khulud will be doing the revision for the translated text. Khadija is responsible for the proofreading of the whole text. And she is setting up here deadlines and notes. And they start the translation. And then here, as you can see, I mean, in the revision, we see like comments, the same, I mean, they can do it in the same document. So they're working online, they work in the same document in the project, and there's discussion going on here about the translation. Like this student, for example, I mean, just giving a comment. Like, for example, although the word is a translator in the ST, I have decided to put both options, Mutarjim and Mutarjim in the TT. I understood that the main issue here is to have a female interviewer, while the role of the translator will not affect the interviewer's responses. Good comments, actually. There you can see the comments here going on about the project. Other people here commenting on the comments and on the translation issues. This is just a sample of the work. Here we've got the proofreaders and giving comments, and comments here as well. Then the project manager will give them final comments, comment to Ali, for example, here. Proofreading. You can see the correspondence between the translators and the project manager. They're all students, I mean, they're all our students, but they are working from home. And we've got here, it's a very interactive way actually of working together from home. And each student is staying at home and they're working there. And what we do in the classroom, when we meet in the classroom, we just discuss, I mean, the issues, if there are any big issues, any challenges that they couldn't agree on sometimes. Sometimes we bring some theory to the discussion and just to justify the decisions that, or the choices that we went for. And you can see, I mean, it's a wonderful job they did. And here we've got actually the, good morning, it is already Wednesday. Today is the deadline for submitting the final translation. The work on our translation project is approaching its end. The proofreading is in process now, but see the project manager here updating the translators and the whole team actually what's happening. And we've got, that's I think the text for proofreading. And this is the final translation. And this is another second project they went for. So as you can see, I mean, they're working all online. They don't need even to meet actually in the classroom. What we do in the classroom, just as I said, I mean, to finalize things, I mean, sometimes we go through critical issues if they didn't agree on anything, or just, I mean, to discuss it further. Now, and then they submit the portfolios. What I wanted to, I mean, as you can see, I mean, it's just a still, I mean, like, I did that, it worked, Sultan Qaboos University, it worked also here now, it worked before, and some other people also did very fantastic experiments using blended approach. But what I wanted to highlight is that the use of Google Docs and how it helps actually to have that interactive online platform, and it helps with our current situation now. I mean, we can do a brilliant job as long as every student can access or have access to the internet. And here, I'll just show you the what student did said about it, about the experience. Of course, I mean, I can't go through everything here, but just, I mean, sample. I'll show you a sample of what they said about it. Like, for example, this one, this experience teaches us how to be punctual and deliver a high quality translation. The fact that our translations will be published and used, because they're going to be, I mean, the translations are going to be used by end users, by actual users. It's not just for assessment by the teacher. And more enthusiastic to make our translation as perfect as possible, because they know the text is going to be used. It puts the students at authentic situations where they had to follow a real translational commission and lead a translation project. This is also, I mean, one of the, I mean, actually, this is what the students said about their experience with the project. I'll just show you, I mean, a sample here. See, we had the opportunity to be involved in an actual client translator partnership, because the student who plays the role of project manager actually contacted the client and received the translation brief, and whenever they had problems about terminology or anything like that, they contacted, I mean, the project manager contacted the client, and every student practiced that role in one of the projects. To gain and improve many skills such as technical, critical thinking, and linguistic. I had access to Google Drive, a wonderful new teaching learning tool for me. In Google Drive, we received assignments from leaders, edited and revised our work online, and uploaded our assignments in a safe, easy to access place. I was fortunate to participate in 2 volunteer works, subtitling for Translation Without Borders and the translation of Wikipedia text. Here, there's no doubt that this course is different than other courses. It brings together the translation as a practice and social activity. We have acquired different skills like managing projects, managing time, consulting websites, discussing other translators, decision making, and following up. This course has widened my knowledge in regard to the methods of search on the internet, and this is very good. Actually, they learned how to search on the internet. Translation, in fact, is a social activity. It includes different phases as the product passes through various stages till it reaches the final translation. See, the students learn like what kind of stages the translation go through and how they deal with each stage. I mean, like receiving the job, analyzing the job, I mean, the text, translation, revising, editing. This requires effective coordination and communication between the members of the team. Also, teamwork is one of the skills that they learn through the project. For this student, he said, in the past, I did not use social media for educational purposes, but now I have started to follow translation scholars in a virtual translation community, thus widening my prospects of translation knowledge. The same student said, yeah, just because of the time, actually, this course helped me to refine my skills in revising, proofreading, and managing projects. This helps to start thinking about developing leadership qualities, how to be fair with the group members, equal distribution of duties, and solving unexpected problems. as you can see, I mean, there are many skills they learned in an interactive online learning environment. No need even for a meeting in a classroom, as you can see, I mean. So I think this is very helpful for teaching, and especially it works with advanced level of the learners, I guess. Yeah, I hope that I covered just a little bit of the about the topic, because I mean of the time limit. And thank you for listening.